Hey everybody, welcome back to the Homestead. So what we're going to do today is talk about strawberries. We have had some limited success in years past with strawberries. When we first got to the homestead, we tried like most people, and that is to go out into our garden, plant our strawberry bed, and it just didn't work out very well. And there was a number of reasons for that. And so before we get into what we got going on now, let me just go over with you the problems we encountered with our strawberries outside in our garden. We covered it over with a netting to keep the birds away, because people say the birds are going to be very interested in your strawberries when they start to fruit, and that was the case. And so we put a netting over them. We put straw down to help keep the slugs and things like that, but the slugs and the mice still took a pretty big toll on our strawberries, as well as other things like ants and just insects in general took a pretty big toll on the strawberries that we were growing out there. But the biggest problem by far was the weeds. We had a lot of weeds that came in and tried to basically strangle out a lot of our strawberry plants, and just was not a great experience at all. And it was just really hard to keep up with the weeds. But this method you see here, we just didn't have the weed problem. I mean, they're up above the ground. The weed seeds are not blowing into the gutters, and so it's inside of our greenhouse where it's protected from mice and from insects, and it's just turned out a whole lot better. One of the other things that it was a problem for us was the netting that we put over to protect it from the birds was really catching a lot of snakes because of the straw we had put down, and because of the food available. The mice were coming in, and when the mice came in, the snakes came in after the mice. And so we had a number of times where I went out there and we found very angry rattlesnakes or very angry copperheads, or just snakes that were already dead in general, caught up in that netting, and that just did not make for a very fun time going out to pick strawberries. And so when you bring in the mice, you're going to bring in the snakes. And so that was another plus for bringing it inside here, inside the greenhouse, where we could maintain this and just keep a better eye over our strawberries. We didn't have the mice problems, we don't have the insect problems, and just being off the ground like this really keeps the weeds at bay. We don't have very many weeds, hardly at all. So you can see we're just doing very well here. These gutters that you see, we have purchased these from you can get these from Lowe's or Home Depot. They're just cheap plastic gutters with support units at different intervals, and then also at the end caps, you put end caps at the end, and then you fill it with some really nice compost and dirt. Some of the compost and dirt we've made here with our manures from our livestock and other sources, and then also just wood chips and things like that to just kind of protect that. Some cedar chips. Cedars are high in acidity, and so these berry plants, like a higher acidic soil. And so all of that goes to make a very nice compost for the strawberries, and they're growing rather well. Now, as these are in their third year here now, as the plants begin to age, when you first put them in, they're going to send off runners. And what we did is we let those runners go ahead and grow. And as they began to grow, as they got mature, they would begin to just hang off here and then develop roots. And when they got to a certain point, we would clip them off and then just go ahead and plant them in the other two gutters. So we started out with these two middle gutters here first, and then after that, we went ahead and added these other two gutters, and the runners, we clipped them off of these two gutters and planted them in the top and bottom. And you had about a 50% success rate. Now, the top and bottom aren't as full as the middles. And so as this year goes along and progresses, we're going to take the runners from the top and the bottom and out from all of them, and again, go ahead and just kind of fill in the spaces that you might see, and just make it just a lot more dense of a strawberry patch. And so we'll go ahead and continue to do that as time goes on. But that first year, I had a friend of mine recommend to go ahead and pick off the buds. Some of the buds, and that puts a lot of energy into developing the plant itself and developing those runners so that you can fill in the spaces. And so we went ahead and did that, and it gave us a good amount of success, I believe. So I think it's going out really well. In fact, I think what we're going to do is go ahead and place another gutter, a fifth gutter right above here, so that we can continue to expand our strawberry patch. And we've already been enjoying these strawberries, and they're just now coming in very heavy, and we're going to enjoy these for the rest of the spring. Now, these are ever-bearing plants. Depending on what variety you choose, you can get the varieties that will bloom in the spring and in the fall. And we're a little bit ahead of schedule because we have them in the greenhouse. They went ahead and bloomed a little more earlier than other people who have strawberries. And so I posted the picture on Facebook, and a lot of people were like, "You're getting strawberries already?" And yeah, we're getting strawberries already. And so, it's, like I said, it's doing rather well. So folks, if you want to learn how to grow strawberries, try the gutter method. It works really well. I think you're going to have some pretty good success. You don't have to deal with the mice. You don't have to deal with the netting to keep the birds out. You don't have to deal with the insects and all the stuff that goes along with that. You really do have a pretty weed-free environment to grow strawberries. And as long as you put in really healthy compost in here and some good soil, your strawberries are going to do fantastic. All right, we'll see you next time on An American Homestead.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up button below the video. It really means a lot to us. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Now you can support An American Homestead by becoming a patron. Visit patreon.com/AnAmericanHomestead to see all the benefits of becoming a patron of our channel. You'll get access to private videos, pictures, and even live question and answer sessions that you can participate in. Some patrons will even receive free gifts throughout the year from the homestead. Visit patreon.com/AnAmericanHomestead to check it out and see the rewards of supporting our channel.